My sister-in-law got jealous of my wedding, so she scheduled hers 2 weeks after mine.
Why would you do that? At that point, just schedule it on the same day.
Long story short, my fiance, 35 male, and I, 30 female, got engaged last December.
Congrats.
I'm super close with his family, so we were excited to tell them our news in person just a few hours after getting engaged. They were all thrilled, with the notable exception of his younger sister, 29 female. By the way, this comes from So Unexpected on the r/OKstorytime subreddit. So she and I have always been pretty close, so I was surprised to see her sulking around and looking miserable as we celebrated with the family.
She's jealous.
Fiance and I chalked it up to a bit of jealousy based on interactions he's had with her before and tried to put it back of mind. We went on to book our wedding venue in January and shared the date out with our family. In February, I asked her and my fiance's brother's wife to be 2 of my bridesmaids. The latter was over the moon, while his sister said, "Oh, cool," and didn't really show any signs of happiness. Again, tried to ignore, but was still starting to sting a bit.
What's up her butt? Why is she being all moody?
Not a wedding ring, but she wishes. Then we get into April. We moved into a new house and had her and her on and off boyfriend over. Lovely time. Things felt normal. A week later, she sends us a message saying that we might find the news overwhelming, but she and her boyfriend have booked a wedding venue for 2 weeks after our wedding. What? And they were on and off. Now they're getting married and they have a date. Oh my God, that's crazy. We were floored because that's generally pretty close in timing for an immediate family wedding. They weren't engaged yet. And the big kicker, we are taking a 3-week honeymoon, so we wouldn't be able to attend her wedding. She apparently came across a venue she liked, and that was the only Saturday they had during summer of 2023. And she was super keen to get married as soon as possible and start a family because being a mom is her life goal.
What's the on and off boyfriend saying in all of this? He's like, yeah, I'll be there summer, but I will be off again in August, so we got to get this over quick.
We were pretty gutted and angry, to say the least. We let her know that we were hurt by the decision for a variety of reasons, including the fact that we found out she had been planning this when we had her over and she didn't tell us. She also told everyone else in the family before telling us. We told her our honeymoon was already planned and that we wished she had talked to us first so we could have told her that we wouldn't be in the country those days. She was hurt that we wouldn't be going to her wedding, and somehow she was offended that we were hurt by her action.
But girl, you knew that they were going on a honeymoon.
Yeah, like, come on.
You're not even engaged.
It's crazy. We ended up having a candid conversation about the situation, and I told her that this was especially hurtful after the lack of enthusiasm she had been showing for our engagement. And it felt like she wasn't happy for us and not being respectful of our wedding. She admitted that she had been super bitter and jealous at our news, saying it was because she felt like we snuck our engagement in just before the holidays last year instead of getting engaged at the beginning of the December like my fiance originally planned. Why would that matter?
Why?
Why would that matter to you? It's like a couple weeks later. It was planned at the beginning of the December.
Yeah.
It was done by the end of December. But like, what does a 2-week difference make? Our engagement was delayed by 2 weeks because I was sick at the beginning of the month. Fiance had confirmed with her boyfriend that he wasn't planning to propose around that time. He had 0 plans. So we were just baffled that she's trying to somehow spin this on us. They got engaged about a week after all of this happened. A bit of silence from both sides for a few months, and then she asked me to be one of her bridesmaids. They got engaged a week after this conversation. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
And also she's asking to be one of the bridesmaids. We've already established they're going to be on the honeymoon.
Yeah, like she's literally not going to be there.
She can't be there. You're being petty. And then you're going to be like, oh, you can't be at my wedding? Well, I can't be at your wedding.
Yeah, just watch her not come to the wedding. Then she asked me to be one of her bridesmaids, knowing that I couldn't be there. She awkwardly asked in front of their mom, and I felt very put on the spot, so I just kind of forced a smile. Since then, at family gatherings, she's been ignoring us. She's literally turning her body away from us for hours and not looking at us. She no longer reacts to our social media posts, and she doesn't reply to messages, even in group chats. The other week, we had our whole wedding party over for a get-to-know-you party. She came and was being somewhat normal for the first couple hours and talking to people, not us, but whatever. But I think she had a bit too much to drink and pulled the other sister-in-law bridesmaid away from the party to chat. She ended up bawling at her about how she's so tired of being seen as the bad one.
Then stop doing bad things.
It's that easy. That the family seems to be upset with her and that we didn't arrive early to a wedding event that she told us we were fine to not be early for. Sister-in-law told her that she's trying to stay out of it and be neutral and feels like she can't win in the situation. Sister then left without saying goodbye, and then the following morning, she left the family group chat without a word. She's known for having big crying blow-ups, sober and not, so her siblings weren't surprised by any of this. The official family stance has been that they're not taking sides, but we've definitely noticed that everyone seems to be sympathetic to us and disappointed in her, but they don't want to hurt her feelings. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like they know how dramatic she is, so they know that the situation probably isn't that big of a deal. My fiance says his family has always handled her with kid gloves as the baby of the family and never says no to her, always agrees with her when she complains about other people being mean to her, and generally enables some fairly self-centered behavior.
If you don't put a stop to it and like tell her, hey, you need to stop behaving like a child, then she's going to keep doing it.
He's very hurt by her behavior, but not surprised, and he wants her out of our wedding party. I think that's fair. Yeah. I wanted to take her out of the party after she first told us, but his mom made me feel bad about it and said I'd be tearing the family apart. Wow. Okay.
Always tearing the family apart.
We know where the drama comes from.
Yeah, definitely her.
Well, I kept her in the party, and it seems pretty torn up anyway. I'm nervous about having her at future events like the bachelorette party, showers, and the actual wedding because it's clear she's an implosion risk and she's not even looking me in the face and talking to me. By the way, what's never a risk is us going live on YouTube every weekday at 3 p.m. You can join us live. Just tap our profile.
I mean, you could invite her to the wedding, but definitely don't, she's not going to be a bridesmaid. Yeah. Don't do that. That's too risky.
Yeah, I agree. I'd be nervous to have her out at the wedding. I wouldn't kick her out because, it's family. Yeah. But I would, keep an eye on her to make sure that she doesn't do any, crazy dramatic stuff because she seems like the type. There is more to the story. I am just so exhausted by this whole situation, and I want to be able to celebrate with people who are happy for us and are respectful of us, and I'm not getting that from her right now. I don't think I should be her bridesmaid because I can't be supportive of her right now after she's treated us like this. And I won't even be there anyway. I'm so done with her acting like a victim or that we've done something wrong when all of this stems from her decisions. I don't want to tiptoe around the situation anymore and just want to move on and enjoy this time in our lives. Cannot believe this girl is seriously playing the victim now after all of this. And that is the end of the story. Oh my goodness.
She sucks.
Yeah, that one conversation at the getting to know you party where she was crying about it. It's I'm just seeing it's the bad one. And then they did this when it's not even true. It's girl.
Making things up so that she looks good. Everyone knows that she's the bad one. Everyone's already taken a side.
Right. It's come on. Just own up to what you're doing. It's really not that big of a deal. Just calm down.
Calm down. But that is the end of that story. So we'll see you next time.